So I'm just going to jump right into it and say that I am actually pretty disappointed that Lulu did not get a rework. Lulu and Jecht returned with their EX and Lulu's EX debut in Level 70 Awakening. Jecht already had his Level 70 Awakening prior to the return of this Lost Chapters. So we're already clicking on Lulu. We're already jumping into it. I got her take her EX at 6 tickets. I'm happy about that. But Lulu actually did not get a rework. And I mean, I could kind of understand because she has a very powerful kit in the first place. But there were some things that definitely needed to be touched upon. But what does her EX do? Let's talk about that. So her EX is a 3-hit AoE HP attack that executes split damage. That is executed 3 times in its base variant. In its plus variant, it is executed a total of 5 times, which is pretty wild. That's the most amount of multiple HP hits in an EX that we have seen. It also grants her access to a new frame buff. I think it's called alluring something, which gives her an attack increase and gives the party fire enchant, which is really nice. I like that. It helps out a ton, especially giving the ability to fire enchant outside of Fire Moonbow, so you are not wasting skills. I like that a lot. What does her EX Plus do? It pretty much just more potency increases, more damage, 120% overflow, which even though she did get potency increases, the potency increases are still relatively low, so you're never really going to cap out on the 120% overflow. And she gets to start out the quest with 2 stacks of Dollmaster and that new frame buff, which is that part is good. You know, it helps Lulu get set up just a bit quicker, and giving her access to the fire enchant. You know, it allows her just to slap on Stinger Mog and everyone can start hitting for weakness, which is pretty nice. But even with all this said, like, I still plan on building Lulu and playing Lulu. And if you do have her, as you should. But Lulu is a safe character to stop at 2 out of 3 because you're not really going to be capitalized. You're not bringing Lulu for the damage that she can do. The damage that Lulu does is just weak. And she did not get an update at all to her HP Attack Plus, which is still a Cosmos era HP Attack Plus. Has no overflow, weak potencies, weak damage. Yeah, it is kind of a shame. Now, what I will say is the pros that Lulu had before still stand heavily now. She allows the party to pretty much get to their max potential, always hit for weakness, always hit harder, with some pretty decent auras that go to the team as well. She does fulfill her role. She does fulfill what she's meant to do. I just wish that we could have seen just a little bit more. Maybe not more like damage per se, because she has some pretty alright damage against dual bosses. That's where she excels at the most, is dual type bosses. I would not recommend bringing her against a single target boss, because that's where you're just going to be missing out on so much DPS. You just might as well just bring someone else. But against dual type bosses, she can excel, and she can help out specific characters do what they need to do, especially characters like Aranea, who have massive AoE options. Gao Gao has some good AoE options, even though he has the stone element, but they don't override each other, so he would still be hitting for weakness. You know, characters that can fully take advantage of Lulu will take advantage of Lulu. I just wish that we would have seen something like some free ability usages, a better HP Attack Plus, more ability usages, and just a little bit more damage. That's all Lulu really needs, and then she would have been incredible. And then I could have actually sat down and said that yes, Lulu is important for the Chaos era. But as it stands now, literally just because she's going to be a hindrance on damage, depending on the fight that you bring her to, I definitely feel that Lulu is not important for the Chaos era, at least not yet. Since she has not gotten a rework, and she's still due for an LD on the JP version, which is probably when she will get her rework. There is a possibility for a bright future for Lulu. Now, I'm not saying that if you pull for Lulu, she's going to be a hindrance to you at all times. No, absolutely not. You can get your use out of Lulu, and like I said, Lulu can help your party perform at their max potential. But you just have to pick and choose which fight that you feel that she needs to be brought to. And if the boss absorbs the fire element, do not bring her whatsoever. She's just real low on the damage side. That's pretty much just my thing. Like I have seen plenty of times where Lulu should have been hitting hard, and the numbers just don't stack up. Especially her EX. It's really nice that it hits 5 times, and that could stack up to a pretty relatively hitting hard EX. That it can go over 100k, but you know, I don't know. It just doesn't seem all that impressive to me. It just does not feel all that impressive to me, as I've already tested her out as a friend unit. Seeing as mine is not ready, obviously, I'm a little low on resources, so I might not have her up for some time. So I've been testing out Lulu as a friend right after she dropped last night. And it just does not feel impressive. It just doesn't feel. I don't know. I'm not feeling the oomph from it. So this is purely just my speculation on the character. Lulu can bring some great things to the team, but I just don't feel that she's all that important for the Chaos era. At least not yet. Now let's move on to a Big Daddy Jecht. I don't know why I said it like that. So Jecht, all he got was an EX+. What does it give him? What does it do for him? So the biggest thing that Jecht's EX+ really gives him is the ability to take a free turn after a break. He gets this from his 2 out of 3. He gets to start out the quest with Final Resolve and his new frame buff, which increases his physical attack, as well as starting. I already said this. Final Resolve starts out the quest with 6 turns, which is really nice. So you don't really have to rely on using too many skills until the EX comes up. He also gets access to an HP attack plus, which is a 2-hit single target HP attack with 120% overflow. That's it. Considering how good Jecht's HP attack plus was before, this is pretty nice. And his EX gets executed 3 times. The splash damage is, I've always thought it's just kind of like a little weird, considering that it does execute twice. I don't really know like how they go, like how like that big old number pops up on the screen, but I would just assume it just works as it should. But I don't know why, I just found it strange. His C65 is pretty nice. All passives considered, it allows him to recover a use of Jecht Slash. And with everything considered, he gets 3 usages of that. So that's an additional 3 Jecht Slashes when the ability only has so many ability counts as it is. And then everything else is just potency increases, overflow increases, things like that. Standard stuff for an EX+. So what does all this do for Jecht? Does make Jecht important for the Chaos era? So we gotta talk about the fact that we already have Jecht. And what I mean by that is, you know, Arania is basically Jecht on crack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit here and talk about Jecht as if you don't have Arania. Because I know there are a lot of people who, like me, who have already hopped off the Arania train just a bit to fool around with other team comps. So without Arania in the picture, is Jecht still important for the Chaos era? No. And it pains me to say that. It really does. Jecht has a lot of great things going for him as a DPS unit, but the thing that really holds him back is he is a dime a dozen DPS unit. He's a very selfish DPS unit at that. He offers literally nothing to the party, and all he brings to the table is his own damage. Now, what the damage that he brings to the table, yeah, it is pretty goddamn good. But, and the fact that he has a 665 that recovers the usage of his best ability, you know, really allows his longevity to soar, and really allows him to just keep doing more damage. 3 ability usages on deck, Jecht Slash sounds really potent, and it is. It's just, he's going to get power crept fairly quickly. And as a DPS unit, like, the damage is there. Like, it is. And don't get me wrong. It's just, as a DPS unit, like, what we really want to see from DPS units going down the road in the future is the ability to offer something more to the party. Because we want full-on party comps. We want that. And we're going to be getting DPS units who are going to continue to do that. And offer some good things to the party. Hell, we even have some of them now. The thing with Jecht is he's pretty much just kind of thrown himself in the Sephiroth and Golbez category. Where, yeah, sure, he's a great DPS unit and he hits goddamn hard. But he's not doing anything nice for the party. He's not really going to be doing anything that's going to be impressive to stay in the spotlight for all too long. Diamond doesn't. DPS units just get power crept way too quickly, and the DPS units that actually do specific things to assist the party are the ones that really shine. And Jecht, unfortunately, does not fit that bill. Now, if you do choose to build up Jecht, like I'm still going to, regardless, because Jecht is one of my absolute favorites. 3 out of 3 him. He gets the EX executed twice at 3 out of 3, and that's definitely what you want. I'm going to be honest, the damage that Jecht will be doing is not viable enough without that twice executed EX plus to be run in Chaos. You definitely want that. You need that. You do need that. So definitely build him up 3 out of 3 like I plan to. If you do still plan on pulling from Jecht, as a whole, this banner is definitely a safe pass, which is unfortunate because I've had a lot of fun with Lulu in the past, and Jecht is an absolute favorite of mine. And don't get me wrong, these are both actually pretty good characters. Lulu was a bit of a missed opportunity. I feel like she definitely could have gotten a rework here. And if she got that rework and it was done properly, I definitely could be saying that Lulu is important for the Chaos era. But as it stands now, the damage that you'll be missing out on by slapping Lulu on the team, just from herself, is pretty, I'm going to say is just kind of a little detrimental. She excels at dual type bosses, but even still, it just nothing just feels all that impressive to me. The only thing that's impressive is the fact that she assists the party in such a way. And then Jecht, Jecht is just, he's Big Daddy Jecht. You know, you slap him on the team for the, you know, the fun Daddy Jecht shit and whatnot, but we already have a better Mama Jecht. That was fucking weird. We already have a better Jecht currently as it stands now, and even without Arnie in the picture, Jecht does not sit in the spotlight for long and will be outclassed fairly soon. Do keep in mind, though, there are some differing opinions going around about Lulu. This is just my personal opinion. This is my personal take on the character. So take it as you will. This is a safe banner to pass on, as we do have plenty of better ones coming up, such as Penello's banner, which should be here relatively soon with the Pandemonium Ultimate Trials. But yeah, that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.